In this short video, I'll be explaining how you can set up your models for Unity inside of Blender and what options you should select and disregard while exporting a model from Blender into Unity. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, when it comes to exporting your 3D models to a game engine, there are a few criteria you need to keep in mind so that your model actually comes out perfectly from the 3D software all the way into your game engine. And the first thing you need to keep in mind is the scale of your object. Right now, the scale of our object is equalized, but if I were to scale this diamond up a little bit, or the scale this diamond down, or just scale this lock up, the scaling is not normalized. So how do you normalize the scale? All you can do is select all the objects by pressing A on your keyboard and pressing Ctrl A to open up this apply menu. And in this apply menu, you can just click the scale button to normalize the scale of all the objects that you just selected. If you don't do that when it comes to a game engine, you might get some errors with the scaling. It might not be scaled accurately as you are seeing in your 3D package. When you are exporting into a game engine, you might see it differently. So to avoid that problem, make sure you apply your scaling. And another problem when it comes to exporting to a game engine is the orientation of the face normals. Now, if you want to see or to check if your normals are oriented in the correct way, all you need to do is go into this overlays menu and click on this face orientation button. If your object is fully blue, you can come to the conclusion that your normals are aligned perfectly. But as you can see, we have a few bad normals, and we can solve that by going into edit mode, selecting these faces and pressing Alt N to open up the normals menu. And I can just press flip to make it into the correct orientation. Now the thing is that if I were to flip this face, that is this one right here, you can see the other side gets a red because it's a single face, and a single face can only be oriented into two sides. We want some sort of a thickness to this model so that both sides have the perfect normal orientation. Now, there's an easy way of doing that. All you need to do is go into your modifiers, under generate, go to the solidify modifier, and just as you add it, you can see the normals are corrected. And make sure your values of the thickness and the offset are set to default. Don't add any thickness because it will distort the model. So make sure it is set to default. And all you need to do is apply this as well. Okay, so that is fix the normals issue and the scale issue. Now we can get into the export setting. So I'll just box select the whole mesh and go into file, export, and you can see there are a bunch of options over here, but we'll be using the much preferred FBX format. And there are a few things you need to turn on when you're exporting an FBX mesh so that it appears correctly in your game engine. First thing you need to do is set the path mode to copy and enable this icon right here. That will do is add all the texture data that you plugged in inside of your 3D package. It makes sure it stays within the model, and when you extract it inside of the game engine, you will get all the textures automatically mapped. You don't have to manually do that again. So make sure you click this embed textures option when you're exporting your model. And another one you should click, if you have a lot of objects in your scene, make sure you click the selected objects. Now, what that will do is only export the selected objects in your scene. So I just selected this part, and it will only export the selected objects I have selected. Now, when coming to the transform option, the best thing you can do is go into the apply scale option, and instead of the default all locals or whatever option it is showing, just select the FBX unit scale. I feel like this has given me the best results when it comes to exporting models, static models, not animated models. When you're exporting static models to Unity or any sort of game engine, it has given me the best results. No issues when it comes to normals or scaling, anything. It is appearing as it is inside the 3D package as well as in the game engine. So just make sure you select the FBX unit scales. And if you're getting any issues, make sure you leave comments down below. I'm more than willing to help you guys figure this out. So with that all done, make sure you untick the bake animation because we don't have an animation, and you can just click the export button. So if you have a lot of objects, it will take a few seconds. But if you go into your desktop, you can see it has exported the FBX file. Now, how to import and all those topics and how you can set it up inside of Unity will be covered in an upcoming video. So make sure you subscribe and like and share this video with your friends who are interested in 3D art creation or game development. And make sure you click the bell notification to get notified whenever we post a new video. So until then, bye.